Voices of interns and scientists. Video shows them at work.
All the geology and the formations and the geomorphology that happens within these parks.
It's important to continue to understand this history and make sure that more people are aware and understand the legacy that we have.
Host on camera.
I'm Cassidy Esposito, and welcome to Outside Science Inside Parks. A church from the 1700s? No, we're not in Europe. We're right here in San Antonio. In this episode, we follow scientists who are using radar to preserve this World Heritage Site. Let's take a look.
Nature scenes. Graphics read Outside Science Inside Parks. Graphics read San Antonio Mission National Historic Park. Outside Science Inside Parks. Speaker is Susan Snow, archaeologist, San Antonio Mission National Historic Park.
We're at Mission Concepcion today, which is part of San Antonio Missions National Historical Park and World Heritage Site. It is unique in the 5 missions that are here on the San Antonio River because the stone church here maintains the original structure as the stone and some of the frescoes that were here when it was first completed in 1755. It's our responsibility to make sure that people are excited and want to preserve that for the next generation after them.
Speaker is Emmanuel Quintero, UC Berkeley geology graduate and NPS Mosaics intern.
The quarry here in Mission Concepcion, which is right behind me, this is likely the source of the building stones for the mission. We'll be working with ground penetrating radar, which is a type of active remote sensing in which radar waves are sent underground. So we could detect things like tree roots, foundations that are now covered in soil and sediment, and potentially even cavities in the foundations, which can often be described as sinkholes.
Video shows scientists using equipment.
So there may actually be some archaeological item down underneath there.
Speaker is Evelyn Mitchell, St. Mary's University geology instructor.
So what we're trying to do is use the ground penetrating radar to look down along the edges of the mission to see if we can detect any of the tufa layer that is present out near the quarry. The reason that that's of interest to us is because if that is underneath the mission, that may dissolve in a different way than the rest of the bedrock, and so that would potentially have an impact on the foundations of the structure.
Video shows tufa. Graphics read tufa, nouns, geology. A porous limestone formed from calcium carbonate deposited by springs or the like.
Here you could see a great example of the tufa that underlines much of the mission. So this rock is especially porous. This is an issue because when it rains, a lot of water could bring in soil and sediment through these cavities and thus causing that sinking and sinkholes to appear. The science we're doing here has a lot of applications to other fields of science, but in geology, there's a high demand for mapping all types of resources, so mapping areas that maybe haven't been discovered yet. So that's super exciting and things that I'm interested in. So here we have mostly soils, and this seems to be picking up some of the tufa that we have underneath in the quarry.
That makes it easy for us to monitor how weathering and other processes affect the rocks in the quarry and predict what impact that's going to have on the historic structures.
The satisfaction that I get working here is not only on a personal, professional level, but I hope that people are able to see me as someone that can do this type of work, and I hope I encourage others to continue on this legacy and continue to work with the National Park Service and this type of science, because I find it important, and I find it important that more people with a similar background that I have, that some people find diverse, to continue to do this type of science.
Host on camera.
With folks like Emmanuel involved in park science, this area will be in great shape for the future.
Graphics read Outside Science Inside Parks is a production of NPS Natural Resource Stewardship and Science in association with Colorado State University.